And welcome into the Lake Norman Charter Sports Network. We have a presentation of the LNC women's team versus the Carson Cougars. I'm Zane Metz. Alongside me tonight is Davis Solomon. A little conference action here on a Tuesday night. Davis, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a really defensive battle. Both teams kind of struggling on the offensive side of the ball, so we're going to see how they play around that. I'm also here with Dean Roostrom, honorary broadcaster of the night.
So, Dean, joining us tonight, what are you expecting out of these two teams?
A lot of defensive. It's going to be a lot of defense because there's not going to be a lot. I'm not going to say there's a lot of made shots, but I'm also not hating on them. So I think that it's going to be a good game, considering the two teams and their stats.
So the tip-off will go to the Cougars, and we are underway here in Huntersville. So we see Morgan Shannon with the ball, and she'll pass it to McBride. Now to Hendrick. Hendrick getting double-teamed. And she'll drive in baseline. Righty lay, that one's an air ball. And that will be the Knights ball. So the Knights now with the ball, and that pass just a little bit too strong for Tobin McGlynn. So, Dean, the guys' game coming up later. What are you expecting out of your fellow teammates and the nightcap of this triple header?
I think it'll be a good game. We both lost to Concord by a little less than 2 points. They also lost to Northwest Cabarrus in overtime. They're 0-3 in conference right now, but they're a strong team and they've played good comp. So I think it's going to be a good game. But we're not going to give them their first win.
That's what I like to hear right there from the Lane Dean machine. Dean, will we see any PT out of you tonight?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, I love the optimism.
Well, if our players do our jobs and correctly and stop them, then I'll get in. Because we need it to be at least 20 points in the fourth quarter.
I love the honesty, Dean. Knights now with the ball. It's a 0-0 ball game. Corinne Keck right through the fingertips. Looking like Kadarius Toney right there.
Oh, my God.
We see the Cougars with the ball. As we have 6:50 left in the first quarter, a 0-0 ball game. Good defense right there from Courtney. As we see Snow now with the ball. Pass inside, pull-up jumper, that one up, that one no good. And the rebound will go to Courtney. Courtney now finds her sister, Abby Courtney, and she will take the ball past half court. Now back to Lucy Courtney. Cross court pass to McGlynn, pump fakes, and back to Abby Courtney. Lucy Courtney, corner three, that one up, that one no good. And rebound will go to the Knights. Now back to Abby Courtney. And this one playing a little bit of hot potato. Corner three from Courtney, that one up, that one no good. Back-to-back misses from the Courtney sisters, and the Cougars now with the ball.
The Knights really struggling with their shooting. We kind of saw that last game, only going 12 for 50, which we're at 21%. I don't know. They're taking these long shots and not really working out for them. And against better teams, with the defensive capabilities of some of these teams.
Yeah. As we look back at that last game, Concord won 62-38. As you mentioned, the Knights only shooting 21% from the field and 32 turnovers. As it's hard to win ball games when you turn over the ball more times than you score it. So we see the Cougars inbound the ball. 5:51 left in the first quarter. And we see Callie Janice come off the bench as Callie has been a pivotal player so far this season. Tell us a little bit about Callie's season so far, Davis.
Callie's currently leading the team in field goal percentage and rebounds, kind of showing that she can, play both sides of the ball and be an all-around player and powerhouse for this team, which is going to be huge now that the, superstar for the Lady Knights, Reese Long, is out with a ankle surgery. So,
as you see a pull-up jumper up and good, as you were mentioning about Reese Long's ankle surgery. That's a season-ending ankle surgery for Reese Long. The leading scorer back-to-back seasons now for the Knights is out due to that ankle surgery, so a massive blow for Coach Porter. As Keck saves the ball in the corner, and she will step out of bounds. Actually, that's going to be a foul on the floor. So we'll see the junior Tobin McGlynn inbound the ball. The Knights playing a little bit of an inbound play right there. Abby Courtney with the ball to McGlynn. She'll get double teamed. And good pass inside. Back out to McGlynn. Corner three. That one up. That one short. Rebound by the Cougars. They'll go the other way. That one on the ground. Steal by McGlynn. She'll find Corinne Keck up court. That one's a bad pass. And it will go back to the Cougars.
Now it's kind of a game for these, more bench players to shine with Reese Long being out. Yeah, you see Tobin McGinn getting subbed in. It's really a chance for them to prove themselves and show, hey, I can be a part of this starting lineup. I can be a pivotal part of this team. So we'll see how they play out tonight.
As both of these squads are looking for their first conference win of the season, both teams come into this matchup 0-4 in conference. The Knights do have one non-conference win, that becoming last Tuesday night's win against Pine Lake Prep. Inside that's a drive, and that one almost over the backboard, but she traveled before that. So it will be Knights ball. Carson, this is their first 0-6 start in the Max Preps era. That's since the 07-08 season. And the Knights kind of recent struggles as well. This is their first 1-7 start in the Max Preps era as well. So two teams really struggling to start off the season. But a great chance to pick up their first conference win tonight.
Carson, really kind of a program on the decline. They were state champs in the 2021 season, going from 4th in the state to 500th and 4th. That's a pretty big drop-off.
Yeah, as you were talking about their success is they had 6 straight 20-win seasons from 2016-27 season to the 2021-2022 season, as we see Janice with the ball. As yes, they won that 3-8 state championship in the 20-21 season, went 19-0 that season, 4th in the state, and now they've dropped a whole 500 places in the state. As that's just how quickly high school basketball can turn over. You can have such a good team 1 year, and then 2 years later, you're 504th in the state.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the caliber of a player. If you don't have the players to back it up, you're not going to win games. And you can really see that with their turnover, having 37 turnovers last game with only 14 shots on the board. That's a pretty rough stat to hear.
And talking about state champs, that's who they played last game, a 76-10 loss against West Rowan. Yeah, it's hard to win when you have 37 turnovers and only attempt 14 shots, says the Cougars looking to bounce back in this one. Janice goes 1 for 2 from the line, and that will be a steal from the Knights. Actually, that's going to be a jump ball, and a little bit of a scuffle right there. Dean wants to get in it.
Great effort from Diva Laka right there to provide the jump ball and give us the ball.
That's good hustle right there, and the Knights will retain possession. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Cougars lead 2-1. That's just a sloppy turnover right there, and the Cougars will be going the other way. Pull-up jumper, that one up, that one no good. And that will be off the Knights. A little bit of soccer skills right there from the ref. 3:42 left in the first quarter. The Cougars lead 2-1. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Good work right there. Oh, that's going to be a travel on Janice, excuse me. Janice, a little bit of too happy feet right there, and the ball will go back to the Cougars. So we'll see Kaylee Snow, the freshman, inbound the ball for Carson. She's trying to find an inbounder, and she'll get it off just in time. Back to Snow, as she's getting guarded by Courtney. Now in the corner, that one up to Fur. That one up, that one good. Actually, that's Burleson. That's going to be counted as a 2, foot on the line for the sophomore Julia Burleson. That's going to be a steal right there, and the Cougars will be going the other way. 3 ball, that one up, that one long. And that's going to be a rebound by Keck.
What I will say about Carson is they can really move the ball. They might not be able to get these shots to connect, but they have great ball movement. They're able to find that open space.
As the Cougars going the other way, that's 3 straight turnovers right there from Callie Janice. Just a little bit of early game jitters for someone who put up 20-plus points last Tuesday night against PLP. Really pivotal part in that win. And when she's playing her best, the team plays their best.
Yeah, I think, her and Reese kind of built off of each other, and not having that powerhouse player here. It's kind of, it feels like you're missing the heart and, the lungs of your team, It's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to, get that motivation when you don't have that, kind of a team captain-esque role missing.
Cougars lead 4-1, 2:50 left in the first quarter. Drive in, pull-up jumper, that one from Hendrick, that one no good, and the rebound will go to Courtney. Up-court pass to her sister, and she'll slow it down.
Knights defense really struggling with kind of pressing out and stopping these wide open shots. They're doing a great job protecting the paint, but they're just taking these easy shots, and that's why they're up 3 right now.
Abby Courtney, pull-up jumper, that one up, that one no good, but she travels before that she even shot that. Is that yet another turnover for the Knights, just racking them up here in the first quarter. As if you're going to win these close games, you can't have those costly turnovers. So we'll see Lala Fur, the junior, come into the game for the Cougars. And she brings the ball up. 3 ball, that one up, that one is no good. And that one was shot by the freshman Riley Hendrick, as that's a jump ball and it will stay with the Cougars. As you were talking about that game on Friday night for the Knights, that was Coach Michael Porter's 90th career game coaching for the Knights. Now an even 45-45 record, so trying to get back in the winning category and get that all-time winning record back on track.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights, really having a lot of success in earlier seasons. This season kind of being a rebuild. A lot of young players, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So I think they're really trying to, scrape their way back up from the bottom and, build themselves up for these upcoming seasons.
That one up, that one is an air ball, as that one was shot by Gertson, it looked like. Courtney will find her sister Abby Courtney. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Cougars lead 4-1, a low-scoring affair so far.
Yeah, I mean, none of the shots on both sides are really connecting. You've had a lot of attempted and a lot of turnovers, too, on the Knights. So it's we're going to see how they play out for the rest of the quarters.
Cross-court pass. We see Lucy Courtney with the ball. Back to Abby Courtney. She's open, pull-up jumper. That one up, and yep, that's a travel. Yet another turnover by the Knights.
I think 80% of our possessions have been turnovers. If we want to win this game, we got to turn it around. Coach Porter's going to give him a speech at halftime, though, which will motivate him, I think.
Ball on the floor, and that will go to the Knights.
If I had $1 for every turnover by the Knights, I'd be a very wealthy man, I'll tell you that.
Well, he might get richer as the night goes on.
Like an oil tycoon.
As the Knights will try to right the ship here. It's only a one-possession game. They are trailing the Cougars 4-1. Drive in, pull-up jumper by Courtney. That one too long. The offensive rebound will go to Abby Courtney. Corner 3, that one too long as well. But it's just kind of going back and forth from the Courtney sisters.
A little bit of a seesaw effect going on with the Lady Knights.
Bad pass right there from Abby Courtney, and the ball will go to the Cougars. As we see Hendrick with the ball. Good pass inside. Defense by Keck. And double team in the corner. Trying to find a man to pass to. Ball on the floor. Clock under a minute to go.
As I said earlier, the Knights are doing a really good job, like keeping that paint secure, but they're having trouble pressing out on that outside man, and they're just leaving 2, sometimes even 3 girls open to just get those wide open shots. We're lucky they're not connecting, though.
That's going to be a travel right there on Goodson. That's kind of an announcer's curse talking about how good they've been in the paint and then allow a point right there as you're talking about it. As we will see number 25, Linda Baldwin, the freshman, checking to the game for the Cougars. As you're talking about kind of a rebuilding season for both of these teams, as you're going down these rosters, I mean, it's just a bunch of freshmen for both sides. That's going to be a steal right there, going the other way. Righty lay that one up, that one no good. That's going to be a foul on Emily Goodson. And Davis, when you're a team that's looking for that first win, I feel like you're kind of extra hungry to get that win.
Yeah, I mean, these girls obviously, they've had a rough couple seasons so far, losing 6 straight games. And, you get to a point in the season where you're like, we cannot finish, losing every game. So you get to a point where you're like, we're going to win no matter what, no matter the fouls, no matter the – so you can kind of see it out of these girls, They're really trying to, play a little bit more physical, take advantage that we're missing our star player. And, obviously based off the score, they're succeeding.
Under 30 seconds to go, as that's a good job right there from Baldwin getting her hand in the pass lanes. 25.2 seconds to go. The Cougars lead 6-1. 3 ball, that one up, that one good by Courtney. Lucy Courtney gets the first 3 ball of the game for the Knights. And now the Cougars lead to 2 points. Good ball movement right there. 3 ball, that one up, that one no good. Good offensive rebound. Great work right there from Riley Hendrick to end the first quarter of play. And the Cougars will have a 4-point lead going into the second quarter. We're back here in a second on the LNC Sports Network. The Carson Cougars lead the Lake Norman Charter Knights 8-4. We'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back here to Lake Norman Charter High School, where the Carson Cougars lead the Knights 8-4. I'm Zane Metz. Alongside me is David Solomonson. As David's been a low-scoring affair so far, but the Knights trying to right the ship here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you know, the Knights really struggling to get those outside shots. They had 1 3 from Lucy Courtney, I believe. But other than that, it's really just been, you know, close shots because there haven't really been any.
That's a steal right there from the Cougars. As we will see Baldwin now with the ball in the corner. Good pass inside, and yep, that's going to be a travel. Yet another turnover. As really, turnover's been kind of the story of the night so far for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, both teams really just turning over the ball like it's you know, the goal of the game. It's the Knights can't really get possession on the offensive side because, you know, you either have a travel or
Good pass inside. That one up, that one off the bank and good. The Knights get on the board for the first time here in the second quarter. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter as the Carson Cougars lead 8-6. Baldwin now with the ball. Good pass inside. Pull-up jumper, that one up. That one is no good. Rebound by Baldwin. Puts that one up. No good as well. Rebound by Janice. And that's going to be a foul on the floor by Baldwin.
I've been touching the camera.
Janice went inbound the ball to McGlynn. Passes half court. And that one out of bounds. A rough pass right there from the junior Tobin McGlynn. .640 left, and that's going to be an air ball. As I was about a 15-foot jumper, Davis, and she shot that one about 10 feet.
Carpenter, the junior, taking it from way outside and just not putting enough ketchup on that hot dog to get it there.
Good shot right there from Layla Fur, the junior, and that's the first point to the second quarter for the Cougars. McGlynn now with the ball. As good ball movement here right for the Knights. Janice with the ball. Drive inside and she'll get tripped as Janice hits the deck hard. So the Knights will now inbound the ball. Find Janice in the corner. She'll drive in baseline. Spin move. Lefty lay. That one no good. Over the back call right there, and it will be Cougar ball. As Dave was talking about Cougars, what's your favorite type of cat? Are you a bobcat, a cougar? What's your favorite type of kind of wild domesticated cat?
What a question. God, God, I've always been kind of a Tiger guy.
Yeah.
You know, I liked Clemson when I was a little bit younger, so I'm going to go with the Tiger. How about you, Zen?
You know, I've always been a big, like, Bobcat guy.
Yeah.
Or, like, a Jaguar, actually. That's my answer. You can't, like, Jaguars are so cool, you know? Like, they're
You
fast.
got, like, the sleek, like, black fur, you know, the all black. It's kind of an aesthetic in itself.
Indeed it is. You could say that. Drive in. That one up. That one good. Back-to-back buckets by the Cougars. That one was by Emma Carpenter. Carson now leads 12-6. 5:30 left in the second quarter. And make that lead 14-6 as the Cougars going on a little bit of a run.
You know, Knight's really having trouble bringing it up the court, dealing with some travels, dealing with some missed passes. I think they really got to lock down their ball movement if they want to keep possessing in this offensive field.
And if you're watching this broadcast and not following our Instagram, what are you doing? Make sure to go over to LNC Sports Network on Instagram. We have game day, final score, post interviews, and much more. Again, that's LNC Sports Network on Instagram. Pump fake right there from Courtney. As the Knights just trying to get some offense working right now. And yep, that's going to be a double dribble right there from Abby Courtney. The cheerleaders trying to get the team into the game.
Little fun fact on the night, the Carson Cougars having half as many fouls as the Knights have points. That's tough to say.
As now we will see Kaylee Snow inbound the ball. And number 24, Kaylee Sheets, entering the game for the Cougars. Three ball, that one up, that one no good. Rebound by Naget. She'll take the ball up court, and we'll find Crumbles. She'll drive in right side, and stolen by the Cougars.
The Cougars are currently leading the all-time series 3-2, looking to expand that lead, and you know, the Knights are looking to even it up. Right now, it's looking like the Cougars might take it just because they can really move the ball. Oh, speaking of.
Another announcer's curse right there. Good move by Courtney. She'll lose it. Naget gets it. Ball in the paint, now on the ground. The Cougars will come up with it. .410 left in the second period. The Cougars lead 14-6. Pass inside, ball on the ground. And that is going to be a jump ball. And the arrow favoring the Knights. As Davis Witherby in the Christmas season, we see a Christmas theme from The Nightmare. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, that's a rough question. I was a big Home Alone 2 guy.
Home Alone 2, huh? Not the first one. I actually like the second one better.
Yeah.
Now I think about it.
You know, you see him get in the limousine with the pizza, and you're like, this is life. You know, this is as good as it gets. I think Donald Trump's in that movie too, so it's a funny movie. I like it.
That one out of bounds and off the Cougars is, I gotta go Elf is mine. I know that's kind of a basic one, but can't go wrong with Elf. It's one of those you can watch many times and not get bored of, you know?
No, I mean, there's so much like charm in that movie. And you know, Will Ferrell on the streets of New York pulling a bunch of stunts. It's a lot of fun to watch.
The Cougars leading this one 14-6 as that one's an air ball. Yet another air ball by the Cougars. And that one is going to be off Brooklyn McBride.
The Knights being able to possess a lot of these rebounds, they just can't do much with it. They're getting a lot of these, you know, Carson's taking these outside shots, they're getting the rebound, but they just can't bring it up the court to, you know, get anything on offense going.
Good move right there from Abby Courtney, and she'll draw the foul. As that's the fourth team foul of the quarter by the Cougars. Janice now with the ball. She'll split two defenders. She'll try to split a third, but she will lose it. And that's going to be a jump ball, and the arrow now favors Carson.
Janice kind of having, you know, trouble keeping hold of the ball. She's had 4 travels so far, I want to say. You know, kind of just getting a little too quick for herself and trying to really drive down and lower that point differentiator.
Cougars now with the ball as little pump fake right there, decides to not go. As great steal right there from Courtney as she'll try to make something going the other way. Pass to Naget. in the corner looking for a passer, and she'll find Courtney. Driving in, back to the net, pull-up jumper. She'll get fouled, and one! And one by Sarah Negrete. And she will go to the line to finish off this and one, a much-needed bucket for Coach Michael Porter's side. So she'll try to finish off the N1 right here. It is up, and it is no good. Rebound by the Knights. Great work from Callie Janice, kind of a 4-point play right there. Get the 2 on the foul and then the 2 on the rebound. A 4-point possession for the Knights.
That's what the Knights kind of need right now. They need that momentum going. They've been kind of playing slow, playing a little sluggish right now. Again, not really possessing on offense, playing okay defense, but this is the kind of the spark that they need to, lower that point difference.
Courtney now with the ball as she will find Janice. Janice looking for a passer. As Carson playing that zone, a 2-3 zone by the looks of it. We see Abby Courtney with the ball. Back to Janice. She'll drive baseline. Good bounce pass. Finds Keck. She can't finish the leg. Great pass right there, though, by Callie Janice. Carson going the other way. Pull-up jumper. That one up. That one no good. That's going to be an over-the-back call. So the Cougars lead 14-10. 2:10 left in the second period. And since we see Carson with 5 fouls in the quarter, the Knights are in the bonus, and we'll see Lucy Courtney go to the line to shoot 2. So the ref's discussing that foul right there.
The Knights really trying to rely on these free throws to open up the point game a little bit. I feel like they're struggling with outside and inside shots, just shooting in general. So hopefully this will be a way that they can kind of, build their way back up brick by brick.
As we will see Julia Burleson, the sophomore, check into the game for the Cougars.
Burleson actually leading the Cougars in points with an average of 3.2 points per game.
As she'll try to get a spark here as she checks in with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter, as we'll see Courtney go to the line to shoot 2. As you were talking about that, the Cougars' offensive struggles this year, only averaging 17.7 points per game, but already 14 here in the first half. So, a good sign for the Cougars, kind of, trying to get some offensive momentum going here tonight.
Yeah, an unstoppable.
As we'll see, Courtney go up, and that one is no good. Rebound by the Cougars. They lead by 4 as we're about to go 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Burleson with the ball. Good bounce pass. Good steal from Negrete. She'll find Janice. Janice, crossover, pull-up jumper. That one's an air ball. And Craig will try to save it, but no chance as Janice, her offensive woes continue.
Janice playing really good defense so far. I think she's having like 3 or 4 steals in the game. She just can't really transfer it over to offense. Only making that one lucky rebound on the free throw.
As if you're watching right now, make sure to tune in for the second part of this doubleheader we have here tonight, as we'll see the men's team of both of these sides. As that tip-off is scheduled for 7:30, but we'll keep you updated in the chat below what time that game's going to tip off. Courtney with the ball. She'll drive. Oh, that's a push right there. No call. And that one's a miss. That looked like a push to me. That's going to be a foul inside, so we'll see Courtney go to the line to shoot 2. As I'm excited for that men's game, and Davis, I know you're excited as well. As the Knights are a very exciting team to watch this year. Full court press. They play a really fast tempo style of game, and just a really fun watch.
Yeah, the Knights have a lot of speed this year. Drew Johnson being a junior Olympian. You've got Major League just being an all-around athletic guy. It's really fun to watch them play. They kind of build off of each other. They have great communication, and I want to see how that translates to tonight's game.
So we'll see the junior Layla Fur check in for Carson. Courtney, 2 dribbles. A spin, 2 more dribbles. That one up, that one good. The lead now cut to 2. The Knights going to try to tie this one up going into halftime. Burleson with the ball, 3 ball. That one up, that one no good. Rebound goes to Fur. Another 3, and that's another air ball. Rebound by Janice. She'll find Courtney, and that's going to be Stay Knights ball.
As I said earlier, the Knights really getting these rebounds, just having trouble bringing it over to the offensive side. Perfect example there. Janice had the ball, was driving up the left side, and just had a really bad pass to Courtney that, luckily we were able to get possession. But
A mid-range jumper from Janice. That misses long, and the Cougars take back the ball. Fur will work the ball around, now over to Burleson. She'll drive in right side baseline. Good defense by Keck, but she'll get charged with a foul. That's the first team foul of the second quarter on the Knights. So, no harm.
the Cougars having 5 on the night so far, playing very aggressive. They want this win.
As I mentioned earlier, the Cougars looking for their first win of this young season, set 504th in the state. Courtney now with the ball. She'll slow it down a little bit and find Lucy. Courtney, Janice, 3 ball. She wants it. She doesn't get it, just short. Rebound goes to the Cougars. That's yet another foul on Keck.
Janice, again, really struggling offensively on the side of the ball. Actually leading the team in field goal percentage. She just can't really get it to connect tonight.
As you see Janice taking those outside shots, she's known more kind of being kind of the big man of this team, working the ball inside and using her paint presence. But without Reese Long tonight, she's kind of having to play more of a perimeter style of play.
My guess is Coach Porter probably told him, hey, we're missing Reese tonight. We know you're a shooter. Can you just put some points on the board for us? And she's trying to. It's just not connecting.
Good work right there from the Cougars, getting the bucket before the end of the second quarter. And they will go into the halftime intermission up 4 points. So a 16-12 ball game as the visiting Carson Cougars lead. See with us here on the LNC Sports Network. More LNC basketball up next. And we're back here at Lake Newman Charter High School as the Carson Cougars lead 16-12. Third quarter of play starts now. I'm Zane Metz. Alongside me is Davis Solomonson. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with me.
Knights already starting to move the ball a little bit more on offense. In the first half, they were kind of struggling there. Oh, never mind.
As we saw the Knights in the locker room for a long while, as they didn't have much time to warm up, as they got to mention Coach Porter gave him a good talking to.
Yeah, I mean, when you're only putting up 12 in the first half, you got to realize something's not working, and you've got to kind of find the mole and pinpoint it and extract it. So I think their biggest problem was they just couldn't move the ball to get the shots that they wanted, and the shots that they did have were not going in.
As Cougars hold a 4-point lead as we were about 39 seconds into the third quarter of play. Inbound corner three, that one by Burleson, no good. That's going to be an over-the-back call as the Knights will have the ball. Yes, that's a bad pass right there, and that's going to be off the Knights. So good full-court press right there from the Cougars.
The Knights really struggling to pass the ball this game. I would say that was their biggest issue for the entirety of this game so far. They're passing it to the wrong team. They're overpassing it. They're underpassing it. I think that if they can lock that down, they can actually start to possess and start getting the shots that they're looking for.
Corner three as that one hits the top of the backboard. Rebound by Courtney.
I think that almost hit the stratosphere.
As Knights now with the ball. Getting double team now over to McGrett. Good bounce pass, but intercepted going the other way. 2-on-1. She stops. Good work right there from Janice getting her hands in the passing lanes, but it will stay Cougars' ball. It's seen who scored the most tonight, as we saw that comment just a second ago. As I'd have to say, probably Abby Courtney. She's probably had, I know she had the 1-3 and a couple of 3. I'd say she has about 5 points right now, but it's been kind of evenly distributed with those 12 points. Not one kind of star player tonight.
Callie Janice, not really bringing her A game as she normally does. Only having, I think, 2 points on the night so far. One being a rebound off of a free throw. So we're hoping that they kind of turn it up in the second half because that's what they need right now. They're down by 4. I think that they can start to possess, to play their game. It should be an easy win.
A good hustle right there from McGrett, and the ball will go to Courtney. Up court pass. Easy layup by Abby Courtney, the freshman. Little sister-to-sister connection right there, junior to freshman, and the Knights get their first points of the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Abby and Lucy, they kind of pass to each other a lot. They use each other a lot. A lot of picks off the two of them you see, and I think it really is just they have that connection. They've been playing together since they were kids, and you get to see them kind of use each other a lot in the game, and that's fun to see.
3 ball, another air ball by the Cougars as they've been cold here in the third quarter. As we will see Lucy Courtney bring the ball up past half court. Good defense right there from Carpenter. Into Janice, and one by Callie Janice. As we have a tied ball game, the Knights with 4 straight points. And a good third quarter of play so far by the Lady Knights.
Callie really starting to play her game. She's known for these close layups and these free throws, the and ones. And I think if she can kind of lock that down and just stay close to the paint, she could easily put up 10, 15 points in the game.
That's her last game last Tuesday night as we see her complete the end one. She put up 20-plus in the win over PLP as we'll try to have a second half surge as she takes the late first lead of the night for the Knights. So a good time to have your first lead of the night here in the middle of parts of the third quarter. Pass inside. Cougars working the ball around. Good work right there from Courtney. She'll go the other way. She has Janice inside in the paint. Ball on the floor. That's going to be a jump ball, and that will be Cougar possession.
Courtney not really having a lot of size, but still being able to play defense against these bigger players, who kind of use their build to push around smaller defenders. But Courtney kind of getting in their face, stumbling up a little bit, trying to get in the way of ball movement, and it's really starting to pay off.
So we have a timeout here, and we'll take a break alongside them. The Knights regain the lead, a 17-16 lead. 5:16 left here in the third quarter. Stick with us on the LNC Sports Network. We are back here as the Knights have a 1-point lead on the Carson Cougars. Both teams looking for their first conference wins of this young season. I'm Zay Metz, alongside me, David Solomonson, as we have a little conference action here on a Tuesday night. It's been a good third quarter play so far.
Yeah. Both sides, the Carson Cougars not really being able to shoot the ball as well as they have in the past, especially the first half. They were kind of taking these outside shots. Had 1 or 2 threes, I believe. But now those shots aren't really connecting. They're shooting it long, they're shooting it short, they're anything but the basket. Yeah,
another turnover from the Knights, as we were talking about earlier in the first half, just a killer for both squads are really the turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights, they'd get these rebounds off of these shots, and then they would try to drive it up the court, and they would just have these dumb turnovers. Maybe they're passing it too far, maybe they're just throwing it out of bounds or a travel. But that's kind of where the Knights have been struggling, is passing the ball and just silly turnovers that shouldn't really happen at a high school level.
So we see both the Courtney sisters in the game, Callie Janice. We see Sami Nakuta and Sarah Negrete. That's the 5 on the court for the Knights. Lucy Courtney with the ball. She'll find Negrete over to Callie Janice. She'll drive in righty, lay that one short. Rebound by the Cougars.
Callie, who's really known for using her size to drive to the paint, trying it there. Ball out on Carson Cougars.
As it was stay Cougar ball. As we'll see what they run on the baseline right here. Good pass, pull-up jumper. That one up, that one is money. And the Cougars take a 3-point lead. That one was by number 15, Emma Carpenter.
Negrete, with great effort, took that almost a half-court pass and was really fighting for it.
And unfortunately for her, it will be Cougar ball, as we will see a sophomore substitution, Corinne Keck, coming in for Callie Janice. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter as the Cougars lead 20-17. Bounce pass inside. Good defense right there from the Knights. Ball on the ground, and that's going to be a foul by the looks of it. That's going to go on. Actually, that's going to be a travel on the Cougars. Good defense right there from Corinne Keck.
As we talked about earlier, Reese Long, the star player for the Lady Knights, out for the rest of the season with a ankle injury.
As that's crushing for the Knights, but as you were talking earlier in the broadcast, that's going to give them a chance to, kind of that next man up mentality, and they're going to really see, who's got it and who's not the rest of the season and building towards the future.
I mean, so far Negrete has really proven her spot. I feel like she's been really scrappy this game, and as well as Tobin McGill, both of those kind of coming off the bench in place of Reese Long, trying to fill that spot, and obviously it's the Knights are at least holding them here.
As now we see checking into the game is the freshman number 2, Hayden Crumbles. As the Cougars lead by 3, we have 3:30 left here in the third quarter of play. The Knights set up in their 2-3 zone. Passing inside, good defense by Keck. Ball on the ground, and that will go to Crumbles. As Abby Courtney with the ball, trying to set up her offense. Over to Crumbles. That one up, that one no good. Another rebound, that one no good as well. Fighting for it inside. It's going to be a jump ball. And they say it's the Cougars' ball, but I could have swore they won the last jump ball as well. But nonetheless, it's Carson ball.
There's been a lot of jump balls. It's kind of hard to keep track of them.
As that just shows the scrappiness of the both teams, really fighting for that ball. And also contributes to the lack of good passing at times, but both teams just really wanting for that first conference win tonight.
Abby Courtney again showing her scrappiness, trying to get in the passing lane of the ball. Almost had a steal there.
Yeah, it's good defense right there from the Knights, but it will stay Cougar ball as kind of the Bryson special, that grit, that strength, trying to get in those passing lanes, trying to get on the floor, dive for those loose balls, and do anything you can to get your first conference win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, especially against the Carson Cougars, obviously you don't want to be their first win of the season. That's hard for any sports program. But Knights really got to bring it up. I mean, they obviously thought this was going to be an easier game, but without Reese Long, they're kind of struggling here.
3 by Courtney, that one no good. Rebound by Keck, puts it up, no good as well. She gets the rebound again. Ball on the floor, that's going to be a foul. As Davis, we were talking about, trying to get that first win. I know how it feels on the team that allows that first win. It's soccer season. We lost to Mallard Creek. That was our first win of the season. You would have thought they just won the Super Bowl. Yeah. But a team that doesn't have that first win yet, it's just an extra sense of motivation. As I feel like you have to get over that first win hump to move forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a bittersweet feeling as the team that you're playing because you're like, yeah, I gave them this moment, but they also lost to me. Yeah. So.
That's a good point, Davis, as we see the Cougars get the rebound. 3 ball, that one up, that one short. Rebound by the Cougars, working inside. Good work right there. As we will see the number 10, Riley Hendrick, go to the line to shoot 2 after her work on the offensive boards.
I don't know, maybe I'm a little too apathetic, but I see him celebrating. I'm like, good for you guys, but also, you guys just beat us.
I mean, I can't say the same on the good for you guys part, but I love that. I love the empathy.
Yeah.
Or would it be sympathy?
It would be empathy. Empathy is compassion for others. Sympathy is like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As going the other way, be Hayden Crumbles. She has an open lay, but she misses. Rebound by Courtney. She has some space. We'll find Nakuta. Bad pass right there. Ball on the floor. Good work right there from Abby Courtney. She'll go in the corner. Now find Lucy. Lucy Courtney driving with her left hand. And Abby Courtney, long 3. Abby Courtney showing off the range. And we have a tied 20-20 ball game.
Her second 3 of the night, I believe. She's really starting to possess on offense, kind of filling the space with her sister. Both of them 2 very important and integral players. And with Reese not here, I think they're really starting to step up and say, hey, this is our game now. So,
and that's actually your second 3 of the quarter, nonetheless, as that's a 3 by Carson. No good. Rebound by Courtney. She'll go the other way, and that's going to be a blocking foul, as that is the 4th foul of the half on the Cougars. As we will see, number 3, Tobin McGlynn, and number 11, Sarah Negrete coming to the game for the Knights. Trying to get some fresh legs on the court as we have a close one here in Huntersville. 20-20 ball game. Now ticking under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pull-up jumper by Negrete. An immediate impact as she gets onto the court. First time she touches the ball, gets a jumper.
Negrete, who I mentioned earlier, may not have all the facilities that other players have, but is just a really scrappy player. She wants the ball. She wants that play time. She sees an opening, and she's like, why not take it, I mean, she did in that moment, and it paid off.
As we will see Baldwin now check into the game for the Knights. As we have 39.5 seconds left. Your Lady Knights lead by 2. A good one here at Charter. Courtney with the ball. Cross-court pass to Abby Courtney. Now back to Lucy Courtney. Pull-up jumper. That one up, that one good. The Knights on a little bit of a streak right here to end off the 3rd quarter.
Call him Chris Kyle because all they're hitting is snipes.
That one's no good. Rebound by Negrete. She'll find Courtney. Clock now under 10 seconds. She'll find Abby Courtney. Driving in. Pull-up jumper. Good. A run by the Knights will end the 3rd quarter of play. And now the Lady Knights lead by 6 going into the 4th quarter. Hold up the 4s. 4th quarter up next here in Huntersville. Your Lady Knights lead 26-20. We'll be back here on the Lake Norman Charter Sports Network in a jiffy. Back here, fourth quarter play. The Lady Knights lead 26-20. A run in the third quarter was big. And they have a little bit of a cushion here going into the fourth. I'm Jay Metz. Alongside me is David Solomonton. A crucial quarter coming up for both squads.
Yeah, talking about the end of the third quarter, the Knights hitting 2 back-to-back threes to
As we see Janice hit the deck hard right there, and that's going to be a blocking foul.
Yeah, stop me mid-sentence. Knights hitting 2 back-to-back threes to up the lead by 6 points. They're really starting to find their game, get in the zone a little bit. I think they realize we shouldn't be losing to this team. We don't want to be this team's first win, even if it, feels good in some way if you're empathetic. But
as Janice now will go to the line to shoot 2. Janice been 2 for 2 so far tonight from the line. And make that 2 for 3 as the announcer's jinx is really hitting these Lady Knights tonight.
Gosh, man. I mean, the whole game you'll say something, oh, they've never done this, and then it happens right after.
So Janice will try to right her woes right here. And she won't do so as that one was short. 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. Carson now with the ball.
Shouldn't have said anything, Zane.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut anytime I say something good about it. That's good work right there from Courtney getting her hands in the cookie jar right there, and we'll tip that one out of bounds. As if you're
Number 4, Fur, passing it in for the Cougars.
Good defense right there on Baldwin. Tipped up, good work right there from Courtney.
Abby Courtney, again, a smaller player, but she can really just find that passing lane. She's got a lot of game knowledge. She knows they're passing it here, they're passing it there. I'm going to get in the way.
As we see Negrete get that ball taken away by Kaylee Snow, but it's going to be a jump ball. But it was Cougars' possession anyways. As I mentioned earlier, if you're watching the stream right now and not following us on Instagram, make sure to do so. LNC Sports Network on Instagram. Again, that is LNC Sports Network on IG. Make sure to follow us for everything LNC Athletics.
Kelly Janice hustling to get that pass in from Toba McGill. Didn't work out for him, though.
7:17 left in the fourth. The Knights still hold a 6-point lead, up 26-20. So it'll be Cougars ball. And bringing the ball up will be Snow. Ball on the floor. Good work right there from McGlynn. And Janice will go the other way. Drive in. Lefty lay contested. And that one is no good. And that will go to the Cougars as Janice's shooting woes continue.
Again, Janice kind of in a drought for the night. Normally leading the team in field goal percentage tonight, just not really bringing it.
As we were talking about Reese Long being out for the season, and Janice is really going to have to step up, and Janice and the Courtney sisters are really going to have to be kind of that three-headed monster for the Knights and really lead the charge for the rest of the season.
As well as a Stafford and a Greta, two freshmen who are really starting to make their mark on this team, trying to get more playing time with Reese Long out.
No good talking about Negrete. She gets the rebound, and that's going to be a foul on the floor. Great work right there from Negrete.
Negrete having a little trouble, keeping her feet under her. She had a couple flops this game.
Nonetheless, she draws the foul, and Janice will bring the ball up for the Lady Knights. Brings it up, stops, crossover, drives in. Now she gets her.
It was a great move by Janice, just couldn't, connect it.
Oh, and a big block right there from Courtney. A chase down block, but it looks like it's going to be a foul.
Take her to the junkyard because she's scrappy.
Indeed, this whole team's really been scrappy tonight, really just trying to get that first conference win for both sides.
I mean, if they keep playing how they're playing really good D, really aggressive D, pressing out on the player with the possession, and really stopping that pass from happening, stopping the offense from being able to be run.
That one up, but that one is no good. As to recap you on the game so far, the Lady Knights were down at halftime. A third quarter surge got them back into the lead, and now they are up 26-20. and make that 26-21. 6:27 left in the fourth quarter. Courtney with the ball. She'll find Janice. Drive in, baseline, looking for a passer, and that's going to be a jump ball, and it will stay Lady Knights possession. So the Lady Knights lead by 5. We have 6:10 left on the clock here in Huntersville. Pull-up jumper, that one no good. And it will go back to the Lady Knights. Negrete, good pass to Courtney. And she tries to find Janice, but will get stolen away.
Hedrick for the Carson Cougars had a lot of steals this game. I think about 3 or 4. Really starting to get in those passing lanes, snatching the ball out of the air with her size that she has.
Good work right there from Sanvi. She'll drive the other way righty, lay that one too strong. Rebound by Baldwin. And back to the Knights as Courtney will get fouled hard and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Knights looking to expand this lead, really put themselves in a good position for the rest of the game. They want this conference win, you can tell.
That one up, and that one is good by Courtney. As we'll see 2 subs into the game for the Cougars. As those being Julia Burleson and Emily Goodson. Second one up by Courtney is no good, but rebound by her sister, and the Knights retain the possession. Abby Courtney drives in, and we'll find Lucy Courtney. 5:30 left in the fourth quarter. The Knights lead 27-21. Inside to Janice. Easy leg. Great pass right there from Lucy Courtney.
That play being a perfect example of most of the game so far. Courtney to Janice. I feel like that's how most of the game has gone, how most of the offense is possessed.
Good work right there from Negrete, getting her hands in the passing lanes. Jump ball, and it will be still waiting for a signal by the refs, and it's going to be Knights ball. Good work right there, and we talked about scrappiness. It's kind of the name of the game for the Knights. As none of their points have came easy tonight, but they've been scrappy points.
Yeah, the Knights not really having a lot of size besides Callie Janice, so they really got to use that grit and that spirit and integrity, that the Knights are known for.
As that's an up and down right there on Janice, so it will go back to the Cougars. We see Hendrick inbound the ball, and Burleson will take it up. As we talked about the offensive woes, that's a good steal right there. Knights going the other way. And, yep, that's going to be a travel. Another costly turnover by the Knights. As we're talking about offensive woes for the Carson Cougars, they haven't scored over 27 points so far this season, only averaging 17.7 a game. As the Knights, statistically, if they stay at where they're at right now at 29, they should be able to win this ball game, but obviously want to add to their cushion that they have right now.
Yeah, the Carson Cougars, they have actually really good ball movement. They just don't really have any, distinct shooters for the, and they can't get these shots to connect. They're either shooting it way too long or way too short, and they don't really have any big people to get the rebounds.
As we've seen, the Knights kind of dominate the inside paint. And that'll be a timeout, so we'll be back here on the LNC Sports Network. Lady Knights lead the Cougars 29-21, 4:39 left here in the fourth quarter of play. Back here at Lake Norman Charter High School, ball on the ground. Good work by Janice to retain possession. As we see 4:30 left here in the fourth quarter, Lady Knights lead 29-21.
Good block by number 15 on the Carson Cougars, Carpenter.
As, you know, we looked at the last Tuesday night game, and when the Knights were leading late, Coach Gordon's like, slow the ball down, you know, the time is to our advantage. You gotta imagine he's having the same thought tonight as the Cougars have been really struggling to get points here in the fourth quarter, really the second half as a whole. And the Knights will try to just slow down the game, slow down the tempo, and use that clock to their advantage, holding a 8-point lead with 4:25 left in the fourth.
Yeah, the Cougars in the first half were really good at, finding that open man and just taking advantage of their shots. But in the second half, they've really been struggling. They can't get the shots to connect. They can't get their passes up, being easily stolen by Abby Courtney and Callie Janice. And I think if they keep playing like this should be an easy win for the Knights.
As you've just been seeing the shooting struggle so far this half for the Cougars, as they've only scored 5 points so far here in the second half, and we'll try to make a late-game surge as a friendly home cook and roll right there from Courtney. And the Knights extend their lead to 9. 4:15 left here in the fourth, as the Lady Knights will try to close out on their first conference win here in this young season. Pass inside, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound by Sanvi. She'll find Courtney.
The Carson Cougars really trying to take these just lazy shots because they want to get those points up. But obviously, if the shot's not good enough, it's not going to connect. It's not going to go in. It's not going to get you what you want.
So we'll see Courtney inbound the ball. We'll see what Coach Porter draws up right here. Good pass inside. And, almost gets the finish by Courtney. And she'll get the ball back, actually. Gets fouled. And great work by Courtney. That's the 5th foul of the quarter on the Cougars as the Lady Knights will go back into the bonus.
Probably her.
And Courtney makes that one, so the Lady Knights lead now up to double digits, up 31-21. And we'll try to complete the second part of this 2-point play. She misses a little bit long. Rebound goes to the Cougars. Cougars need something, and they need it now. Has only scored 5 points so far in the half, and they need 10 to tie it up, and that would have been nice right there, but a missed 3, and Negrete will have the ball, and that's just a bad pass right there from Sarah Negrete. And trying to pass that to Coach Porter, looked like.
I will say a lot of these, newer players are kind of getting scared with the ball. They get it, and they immediately want to pass it, not finding an open man and not really looking for a good pass that'll help the offense, function.
Yes, with that bad pass, the Cougars retain possession. 3 ball, that one up, that one short. As the Lady Cougar shooting struggles continue. As clock is winding down, only 3:15 left for them to get 10 points to tie it. Good timeout right there from Coach Michael Porter. A much needed timeout as that. This will be a chance to discuss with his team and make sure everybody's on the same page. 3:12 left in the fourth quarter. Lady Knights lead 31-21. The home stretch coming up next here on the LNC Sports Network. Back here at Charter, Lady Knights lead by 10, 31-21. 3:05 left in the fourth, and that's going to be a foul right there on number 15. That going to Emma Carpenter. And Janice will be going to the line to shoot 2 with the Lady Knights being in the bonus.
Carpenter and Janice kind of having a little, rivalry between them. I've seen that throughout the game. They're fouling each other left and right, and each one kind of giving each other that look like, yeah, you know what I did, and I
don't hate it.
No, it's fun to watch.
Janice, 2 for 4 from the line tonight, and make that 3 for 5 as she made the first 2 and missed the last 2 prior to that make right there. As she makes the second one. As if you're joining us right now, make sure to stick with us for the second leg of the doubleheader tonight. As we have the men's affair between LNC and Carson. It's bound to be a good one. As it'll be streamed live here on the LNC Sports Network. And we'll keep you updated on the start time of that game in the chat. So make sure to join us for that game. Janice now with the ball. 2-on-1, lefty leg, no good. That's going to be a rebound on Akuta. So a foul goes to her. As if you have any comments or concerns or questions, make sure to drop them in the chat below. We love to answer your questions and love to see the chat activity going. Cougars running out of time. They're down by 12. And 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Good serve right there from Courtney. She'll go the other way, and she'll get fouled.
Snatched out of her hands, made it look easy. Woo!
As I gotta say, this is the best game for the young freshman, Abby Courtney, of her high school careers. With the absence of Reese Long tonight, she's really had to step up, and she's really done so.
Yeah, it kind of felt like when Reese was on the court, it was kind of, pass her the ball, let her take these outside shots. And now they can kind of run their offense a little bit more. It's not just centered around one player. And it's kind of fun to see how they bounce off of each other.
And this is a great second half for the Knights, as they only had 12 points at halftime. And now they stand at 34 points. And they will have a 13-point lead. And that's going to be a jump ball right there, and the ball will stay with the Lady Cougars. Just a reminder, if you want an LNC Sports Network polo, make sure to check out our Instagram and have those linked on our Instagram. Make sure to buy those up before it's too late. 3 ball from the Cougars. They need it. They won't get it. And the ball will go to the Lady Knights, as the Cougars, they're going to need close to a miracle, as they need 14 points here in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. They only have 21 in the whole game.
I don't think that's happening. If the Cougars haven't even broken 27 points on the season, I just find that very unlikely.
As the Cougars need to get the tempo up and make something happen, and they didn't make it happen now. Double team by the Lady Knights as they're trying to play stout defense to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, Knights have been using the double team a lot, I feel like. Even in the first quarter, they were kind of double teaming the ball, really trying to apply that pressure. And, it wasn't working in the first quarter. They were leaving that open man, and they were just getting easy shots, the Carson Cougars. But now, I feel like they're starting to, utilize it in a more appropriate way with the lead that they have.
As we were talking about that men's game, it was a scheduled tip-off for 7:30, but right now it's 7:24, so obviously not going to go on schedule. So we'll make sure to keep you updated when that game approximately is the tip-off, as me and Davis are definitely excited to call that one.
I was going to do like a snore.
Courtney with the ball. As the clock ticks under 90 seconds. The drive answer is way too easy for Courtney, and she'll get a bucket. As Lucy Courtney, the junior, racking up her tally of points tonight. Knights hold a 37-21 lead, looking for back-to-back home wins. Good work right there. Ball on the floor. Janice gets on the ground for it. Jump ball stays with the Lady Cougars.
Janice really trying to rip this ball away. I feel like that's been happening a lot. Her and Carpenter were getting a little scrappy earlier, and now she's starting to get scrappy with number 3 Burleson.
As we see that comment, unfortunately we don't have the live stats, as that's on the stat keepers below us, but we'll make sure to put that on Instagram if we get those stats for our final score post. As that one is out of bounds and will be Cougar ball. Let's talk about the Instagram, as we're going Gonna have some great content coming up in the new year with mic'd up content. We're gonna have some edits of definitely another basketball edit, like we had the homecoming edit, which is very exciting to see. One of our members, Kyler Bogus, always does a great work when he has the camera in his hands. And we have a member, Evan Johnson, sitting alongside us tonight, gonna take some photos for the men's game, maybe take some videos. As I cannot tell how much I appreciate everybody in the Sports Network Club and really just elevating the media game here at Lake Norman Charter and taking it to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, that's our main goal for 2024 is just content, not just broadcast, not just live stream, but we really want to churn out some sports-related content that we think our viewers would enjoy.
Yeah, as one of the series I'm excited to announce for 2024 is a committed series going into the spring sports where we talk to the players that are committed for their spring sports, whether that be for lacrosse, whether that be Jack Dalton or Tyler Price. We're looking at soccer, maybe Zoe Price or Avery Reichert, or any sport in between, as that's going to be a fun one to make sure to look out for on the Instagram. Up and good. Under 30 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Lady Knights lead 37-23. Negrete with the ball. She'll drive in lefty lay. She'll get fouled.
Negrete really good at drawing these fouls. Again, very scrappy player, but she knows when to kind of play her card and when not to, and I feel like that's starting to pay off.
Yeah, and talking about that committed series, when you're kind of looking at that, it kind of shows how good all the sports here at LNC are. As you're looking at the spring sports, you have 3 guys committed for lacrosse, whether that be Jack Dalton, and you got Michael Lindsay and Tyler Price. You're looking at soccer, you have players like Zoe Stewart committed to Mississippi State. You're looking at baseball, you have guys like Colin Weathers going to Bavard College, and that just shows how good, all the sports here at LNC are, and shows why they're always in the top of the running for the Wells Fargo Cup standings.
Yeah, we got a lot of caliber, especially with the winter and spring sports.
Under 20 ticks to go here in the fourth. Lady Knights looking to secure their first conference win of the year. That one's a long 3, no good. Rebound by the Cougars, up and no good. That's going to be a foul on Janice. So Janice picks up that foul. And we'll see Emma Carpenter at the line for the Lady Cougars to shoot 2. Up and no good. As Carpenter will try to convert the second one. It is up, and it is no good. Rebound goes back to the Cougars, and good offensive rebound work right there. Clock under 10 seconds, now under 5 seconds. Courtney now with the ball. She'll drive up to Negrete. That one banked in is good. A buzzer beater to add to the Lady Knights tally as they win 39-25. First conference win of the season for the Lady Knights, and back-to-back home wins for Coach Michael Porter. So great work right there from the Lady Knights. Davis, final thoughts on the ladies' game?
I think it was a really rough first half. I think they really brought it in the second half, offensively and defensively. I don't know what Coach Porter told them in the locker room, but it sure as hell worked.
And we will be back here for the men's game. Final score for the ladies' game. Lady Knights 39, Carson Cougars 25. More LNC basketball coming up next. We'll let you know the men's tip-off when we get it. Welcome into Lake Norman Charter High School, the home of the Knights. We have a conference affair between the visiting Carson Cougars and your Lake Norman Charter Knights here on the LNC Sports Network. The tip will go to the Knights. I'm Zane Metz. Alongside me is Davis Solomon. Said Davis is bound to be a great one here in Huntersville.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams, they can really possess the ball offensively, but they've also got a lot of defensive capabilities. You know, we have Owen Kuhn, who really, busts his tail out on the court.
Your starting five for the Knights. Great backdoor cut right there from Ireland, but just a little bit too strong. But just starting five for the Knights, we have Major League, Owen Kuhn, Colin McConaughey, Braylon Ireland, and Jay Morgan rounding it out at the five. You see the Knights playing their full court press right here. Great defense by Kuhn. As the Knights coming into this affair 2-2 in conference, while the Cougars are 0-4 in conference, but the Cougars arguably have played the best four teams in the conference, that being Concord, J.M. Robinson, Central Cabarrus, and West Rowan. Drive in, lefty lay that one up, that one rolls in. A good bucket right there. And the Cougars get on the board first.
The Cougars, they got a lot of hype, but they don't got a lot of muscle on their team. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah, as we see guys like Jacob Mill, 6'2", 175. We see one of the bigger guys there, Tristan McBride, number 44, 6'3", 280. That's going to be a paint beast tonight for the Cougars.
Is it Drew Never, freshman at 6'4"? Oh my gosh, what are they feeding these kids?
It's that country strength out there in China Grove. Kuhn over there to Ireland. Kuhn sets a screen left side. And over to McConaughey. McConaughey between the legs, tween. Trying to make something work right there. We'll find Major Leak. Leak will drive in right side, and that's going to be a travel on the junior Major Leak. So the Knights still looking for their first points here this evening. Cougars lead 2-0, a minute gone here in the first quarter of play. Up court to Ball. Ball being guarded by Morgan. Drive in and we'll find Walters in the corner. He gets it. Maverick Walters, the sophomore. And the Cougars jump out to a 5-0 early advantage.
These guys are looking like some shooters. I don't know how the Knights really got to press out.
Bad layup right there from McConaughey. Great work by Kuhn on the offensive glass. Gets the and one. And Owen Kuhn, look up Hart and Hustle in the dictionary, and that's Owen Kuhn for you.
I mean, when he comes off the field, he is red in the cheeks. He is red all over, It's like you put a bucket of paint on him because he's just working. He's huffing, he's puffing, but he gets the ball.
And one of my favorite stories is, Owen Kuhn, they have to have a special sweat towel just for Owen. That shows how much he sweats out there. Misses the free throw on the end one attempt, but cuts the lead to 3 points.
Yeah, you ring that out. There's a full stream coming down the court.
Corner three by the Cougars as they will miss that one. Good offensive rebound right there. And a long three right there. Top of the key, no good. And that's going to be a foul on the night. Or excuse me, foul on the Cougars, I must say. As Cougars kind of using their kind of size advantage on the offensive glass we just saw right there.
Number 55 for the Cougars, C.P. Perry. Kind of a scrappier player. You saw him get that rebound, and then he tried to snatch it away from Owen, I believe.
So Ireland brings the ball past half court. And we'll find Leak. Leak now over to McConaughey. That one tipped around and a careless turner by the Knights. Perry going the other way. Righty laid that one too easy for the freshman C.P. Perry.
McConaughey making one of those little freshman issues that you will. Freshman on varsity. Just a dumb little, couldn't hold on to that pass.
Yeah, and Davis, when you were talking with Coach K earlier this week on an interview on the LNC Sports Network Instagram, which you guys need to follow, after that interview, we're talking with Coach K after that pull-up jumper with Jay Morgan. He was saying, Colin, you could see just how good he is out there, but he does make those dumb little freshman mistakes from time to time.
He's not used to playing at a high school level. You're playing against bigger guys. When you're playing in middle school, everyone's kind of your size, and even if they aren't, they're a little bit smaller than you. But now you're playing against guys who tower over you, and it's a little intimidating, especially with like a student section cheering you on.
As that's a miss right there from Morgan. Cougars will go the other way. Good move right there. Good pass. Inside, righty lane, no good. Rebound by Leak. He'll go the other way, find Jay Morgan. Morgan will slow it down. Getting double teamed. We'll find Owen Kuhn in the middle. Owen Kuhn spin move, looking for the charge. Can't get it. Leak out in the corner. Jab step, drive in, baseline, left side, foul on the floor. And that will go on number 23, Jay McGruder.
The Cougars so far, great ball movement. Really getting those long passes, really accurate, dialing them in. Knights kind of known for more slowing it down on the offensive side. It looks like the Cougars are kind of trying to get those unsettled points. A little bit of a yin and yang situation going on in this game.
As we see a senior and a freshman check in for the Cougars, that being the senior Chasen Hall and the junior Drew Neve. McConaughey will inbound the ball. Ireland rolling off the screen, and he'll get the inbounds pass. He'll drive in, baseline, left side, righty lane out to tough lane. No good, rebound by Kuhn. Working the offensive glass hard, can't get that one to fall. Rebound by the Cougars.
Already Kuhn's, I want to say, third rebound of the night. Pretty early on in the game. That'll just show you how he is. He uses that size. He has those bunnies to get up there and just snatch it out the air.
Cougars lead by 3, 4-7 advantage. 4:43 left here in the first quarter of play. Mills with the ball being guarded by Ireland. Top of the key, 3 by the Cougars. That one up, that one no good. And rebound will go to Ireland. He'll push the tempo the other way. It's a 2-1-2 fast break. He'll drive in righty lane. That one's a tough one, and that one is good. As Braylon Ireland showing off his paint presence right there.
You know, plays like that shows you why Braylon Ireland just got nominated for the Charlotte Observer Athlete of the Week. Make sure to go vote him out there.
As well, a post tomorrow on the Sports Network. Long 3 right there. Good. Jacob Mills showing his outside presence. Coach K needs to call a timeout. Cougars jump out to a 10-6 advantage. We'll talk about Braylon Ireland, Charlotte Observer Player of the Week nominee when we're back from the break. We're back from the break and talking about Braylon Ireland's Charlotte Observer Player of the Nominee nomination. We'll have a post tomorrow on the LNC Sports Network. We'll post a link in our Instagram story. Make sure to vote for Braylon Ireland and watch out for that on our Instagram. Talking about Ireland, he has the ball and finds the freshman McConaughey. He has the ball top of the key, hand off to Jay Morgan. Morgan will drive in. Good move right there. Righty lays short. Rebound goes to the Cougars. They hold a 4-point advantage, 10-6 lead.
Cougars doing a really good job getting these rebounds, and like I said, number 25 for the Cougars, Jonah Dyer, getting that offensive rebound, taking it all the way down and getting that easy layup.
And anything you can do, I can do better, says Colin McConaughey, and he gets a quick bucket right there. Mills now with the ball, and he'll pass inside to Eve. Good steal right there from Kuhn. He'll go the other way. He'll find Major Leak. That one up, and that will be a foul on Leak. He'll go to the line to shoot two as the 6'4 freshman Neve will get charged for the foul.
Gosh, dude, does not look like a freshman. Kind of looks like a, Sugar Sean from the UFC.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I see a little bit of resemblance there.
I actually see a lot of resemblance now that you say that. As we will see a triple substitution coming into the game for the Knights as we see Trip Allgaier, Braden Wilkie, and Drew Johnson check in. So 2 juniors and a sophomore coming into the game for the Knights. That one up and good by Leak. As Johnson coming in for Leak, so he'll stay on the sidelines for now. But we'll see Kuhn and Morgan come out for Wilkie and Allgaier.
Last game, the Knights having a pretty tough loss by 3 against Concord, 66-63. Went 2 for 17 from the 3, only around 12%. That's where I feel like the Knights are really struggling, those outside shots.
Yeah, and the Knights shooting did woe so far this season from beyond the arc, only 26% on the season. And they only went 13 for 21 on 3 throws. That's 62%. So if you knock down those 3 throws against Concord, you win that ball game.
Yeah, thank you for Landon Cooper for giving us those stats.
Arguably the top fan of the year for the Knights in that nightmare.
He's here beginning at JV, and he doesn't leave till end of varsity.
Top of the key 3, I must say, by the Cougars. No good. Offensive rebound. That one up. That one good. Chasen Hall, the senior, with tough offensive rebounding. Ireland with the ball. He'll drive in right side baseline. He'll get blocked as Ireland gets blocked hard. And then it'll be Cougar ball as Carson coming out hot right now.
Speaking of ball, Colin Ball with the major block. Dare I say, he can play ball.
You could say that. No family ties to LaMelo or LiAngelo, I must say, but
no,
yeah, it runs in the family, but just the last name.
You can't have a last name like that and be missing threes,
Another 3 hit by the Cougars. They're up by 7. 17-10 advantage. McConaughey with the ball. He'll find Ireland. Knights got to get something working here on offense. Ireland slows it down. Algar comes up to set the screen right side. Behind the back by Ireland. They'll take it back up. We'll find McConaughey.
The Cougars playing some pretty spread out D, looking more of a man than a zone.
Ireland, jab step, drives in, find McConaughey. Nothing working here for the Knights, but he might get something going. Air ball by Colin McConaughey. That's going to be Knights ball. Great hustle right there from Chip Algar. As if you're watching the stream right now, make sure to drop any comments or questions in the chat. We love to answer them and love to see the viewer engagement we get on these streams as we see a substitution for the Cougars, as we see Jay McGruder coming back into the game, the 6-foot senior. So talking about Carson, they won their first 2 games of the season against Mount Pleasant and A.L. Brown, but as I mentioned earlier, lost their first 4 conference games against 4 of the better teams in the conference, that being Concord, J.M. Robinson, Central Cabarrus, and West Rowan. And looking for their first conference win tonight. Step back 3, Colin McConaughey, no good. Looked like a foul, but doesn't get it. Rebound by Johnson, out to Ireland. 3 ball, that one up, that one no good. And the charter 3-point woes continue.
The Knights really having a shooting drought. Can't really make much connect. I wanted to point back to that earlier point that you made, Zane. The Carson Cougars losing their past 4 conference games. That speaks no to the caliber of this team. Where was it? Concord, JM, and West Rowan are all very, very, well-placed teams.
Yeah, and talking about how good those teams are, I mean, Central Cabarrus, a top 25 team in the nation. Yeah. As this is Concord's 3rd 0-4 start in conference in the last 4 years. So a team that has got off to slow starts last couple of years in conference play. Foul on the floor, and that's one that's going to be on the Knights. Last game for Carson was a close loss against West Rowan, only losing by 2, that being a 63-61 loss. So entering the game will be the junior Colin Ball, and coming out is the freshman Jacob Mills.
Braylon Ireland had 27 last games, really trying to, bring up that past game that he had. He's not really making the shots that he's normally making. Those threes, I think he's missed 2 or 3 so far. I don't know what's going on, but.
Yeah, Ireland offensive woes so far here in the first quarter, as he only has 2 points, and the Knights only have 10 points total. As stepping out of bounds right there, and it will be Knights ball as we see a substitution. The sophomore Langston Holder now into the game for the Knights, as Holder, a guy that hasn't got much play time so far this year, but had to play a bigger role last game with the freshman Colin McConaughey being out on Friday night, had 4 points and trying to make a big impact here tonight.
Yeah, Langston's just an athlete. He's a big kid. I think he's around 6'2" as a sophomore. That's pretty big.
And won by Braylon Ireland. And sorry to cut you off right there, but Ireland gets a much-needed bucket for the Knights and trying to chip into this disadvantage they have. As you're talking about Langston, a bigger kid, but he can really move for his size. As you're kind of looking at his highlight tape on his Instagram, he's not a guy that you'd think, hey, gets to the post, works that post game, but he really loves to work that mid-range crossovers, jab steps, and really works the mid-range.
Yeah, he's got great lateral speed. He can really move across the court pretty quick, get to his guy quick on defense, and find that open space on offense. Just haven't gotten a lot of play time with the caliber of the teams we've been playing recently.
So the Cougars with the ball. Ball will pass it inside to Neve. He'll work on Algar. That's going to be a foul on Chip Algar as Drew Neve, the 6'4 freshman, got him jumping. So the Cougars lead 17-13, 34.3 seconds left here in Huntersville. That one up, that one good by Neve. Neve with a big deep breath, as we will see Jacob Mills check back into the game. And he will do so after that made 3 throw. Neve comes out, or excuse me, I must say, Magruder comes out as we see the Carson Cougars really subbing a lot this game, kind of making those quick substitutions, trying to keep those legs fresh.
Yeah, they don't want to tire their guys out. That's something I feel the Knights have a big problem with. They don't have a lot of depth on the bench, so their guys get tired pretty quick.
Wilkie over to Ireland. Screen by Agar.
Ireland looking to slow the ball down a little bit. You really let him play his game.
Holder, corner, three. No good by Langston Holder. It's a little bit long right there. And the Cougars might get the last shot of the quarter. As great work right there from Johnson getting his hands on those passing lanes. So 8.3 seconds left, and we'll see what the Cougars coach Brian Perry cooks up right here. Coach Perry, a guy that's been around this program for a long time, since 07, with a 166 to 193 all-time record. That one out of bounds off Allgaier. And the Knights trying to make a defensive stop here to end the first quarter.
Something I feel the Knights are really struggling with this season is that they're really having trouble stopping guys from getting inside the paint, getting those easy layups. I mean, outside shots, I feel they're playing great D, but they're just letting that back guy slip in the back door. And
Half-court shot by Braylon Ireland. The bank's open for the senior. 10-world. A much-needed three by the Knights right there, and that cuts the lead to 5 points going into the second quarter of play. So the Cougars lead 21-16. Second quarter of play coming up next here in Huntersville. Back here in Huntersville after Braylon Ireland's half-court shot cuts the lead to 5. The Cougars lead 21-16. And Davis, with this game being close, and we imagine this game going to be really close going down the stretch, that's a three that we might look back on later in the game and say, hey, that's a big turning point.
God, I got a big grin on my face. I know you can't see it, but you don't see shots like that often. That was something.
Drive in, floater no good, and rebound goes to Jay Morgan. Knights with troubles on the defensive glass. Step back three, Colin McConaughey short. And the Cougars now with the ball. Jonah Dry, the junior, brings it up. Into Dreve, great ball movement right there from the Cougars. Great work by Kuhn right there, and Leak now with the ball. That's going to be a travel on Major League.
Major kind of having a little bit of a slip-up game, I feel like. He had that really good pass in the first play by Braylon. You know, a little bit of a back corner pass for an easy layup, just completely missed it. And I just feel like he's been, tripping over himself a little bit this game.
Maybe some early game jitters happen to the best of us, I must say. That's going to be almost a three-point attempt. Now a three-point top of the key. That one is short. Rebound by Ireland.
Shoot it.
Ireland brings the ball up over to Leak. Leak now to Jay Morgan. He'll drive in, find McConaughey. Screen by Morgan. McConaughey won't take it. Drive in, baseline, lefty lay. Beautiful by the freshman.
God, McConaughey, again, really young on the team. The only freshman on varsity, I believe. But
That's a steal by Jay Morgan. He'll get fouled and one. Big bucket by number 0, the junior Jay Morgan. And that's how you turn defense into offense right there. Get the steal, go the other way, get the and one, and cut the lead to 1.
Jay Morgan, the definition of an all-around player. He plays really good defense, plays really good offense, and as you can tell, he can switch between the two very easily.
So Morgan will now try to complete this three-point play, and he will do just that. So we have a tied ball game after back-to-back buckets by the Knights. 21-21 game. Drive with the ball over to Perry. Perry being guarded by McConaughey, and he'll find Mills. Mills pump fake. Knights in a 2-3 zone. Back over to Dry. Almost a lapse of judgment right there from McConaughey. Kuhn trying to get that steal, and he'll do just that. He'll go the other way, spin move. Great pass to McConaughey, lefty lane, no good. As the Knights really amping up here in the second quarter of play.
It's looking like a freshman versus freshman battle. You have Drew Nev, really, that bigger guy on varsity, and then you have Colin McConaughey, the smaller guy on varsity, both freshmen, both starting. You kind of get to see how they play off of each other.
That's going to be off the man we're talking about just now, Drew Nev, and it will be Knights ball. So we have a timeout here in Huntersville as we have a tied ball game, 21-21, 6:04 left in the second quarter of play. Stick with us here on the LNC Sports Network. McConaughey with the ball as we're back here in Huntersville. Under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Ireland with the ball. He'll find Leak. Leak drives in, now kicks it out to Morgan. 3 ball, no good. And the Cougars going the other way. Corner over to Mills. And the Cougars working the ball around.
Number 55 on the Cougars, C.P. Perry, kind of being like a renaissance man for the team. I feel like he's playing a lot of defense with the height that he has. Another freshman, by the way.
And that's going to be an over-the-back call on the Cougars as the Knights will have a chance to take back the lead. Actually, must not say take back the lead. They haven't led so far tonight, but a chance to do it right here. Morgan with the ball. He'll drive in and kick it out to McConaughey. McConaughey almost loses the handle, but regains it. Over to Ireland. Back to Morgan. Junior combo to Major League. Drive in, tough lay. Rebound by Morgan. Another rebound by Kuhn, and Owen Kuhn really been hitting those offensive boards hard tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Kuhn's kind of the guy, you put him right in the paint, you let him get that rebound. Look at him right now. He's jumping and playing defense. He's just such a scrappy guy.
As a travel right there on the Cougars. As I remember when we were talking to Coach K about Owen Kuhn last week, I'm not going to say what he said exactly, but he said he plays super hard. He's just a great player. He went on for a good while about how he just loves Owen Kuhn's play style.
I mean, that guy has iron lungs. That guy's never tired, I swear. You could keep him running full court sprints over and over again, and he could keep going for hours and hours on end.
Lake with the ball, top of the key, and he'll find Morgan. Nice lead, 23-21. Drive in by Morgan, righty layup. That's going to be a travel. As Davis, stretching this in the girls' game and in the guys' game as well, with a close game like this, turnovers are going to be costly.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the girls' game, that was a big point of contention that we were focusing on. Knights, obviously the lady night, no, men's night. Sorry, they've got their ball passing, their offense down a little bit more, but.
Good pass inside, that one up, that one good by number 4, Chasen Hall, the senior. Good assist by C.P. Perry. McConaughey brings the ball the other way. Trying to run this Knights offense. Hands it off to Ireland. Screened by Morgan. Ireland will take it out. Trying to get something working here. Tween. Drive in, out to Leak. Leak now drives in, pass out to McConaughey, now to Morgan in the corner. Knights just can't get anything on this possession so far.
Something Coach K was focusing on was the Knights really slowing down on offense, and you can tell that's something they've been working on. Because looking at their first game and looking at them now, they are really possessing the ball, trying to find that open space, not just taking lazy shots to try to get easy points on the board, trying to get good shots so that they can maintain a lead.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is with the Knights is I was talking to Coach K before the season. He was worrying about what's our half-court offense going to look like this season. And when we talked to him earlier this week, he was stressing more of, we can see what we could do work in the half court, but we have to make sure we're not settling for lazy shots and get our shot and not try to force the issue. Johnson with the ball. The Cougars switch to a zone. Ireland over to McConaughey. Cougars playing a 2-3 zone. Make that a 3-2 zone, excuse me. The Knights not being able to break it so far, just trying to pass the ball around and get a good shot.
I will say Cougars defense has been phenomenal tonight. It's a big up for the Knights that they're, keeping this game tied, but Cougars defense, they can play man, they can play zone, and they're succeeding in both.
As Davis, I feel like that's a lazy shot right there that Coach K was talking about. Ireland season, we can get nothing going. Instead of trying to drive to the hoop right there and make something work, he just takes that long three. Luckily for the Knights, they retain possession. But just kind of settling for a bad shot right there, not forcing the issue.
I think once you make a half-court shot, you think, oh, this three is not going to be too bad, and then you realize this three is going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, Ireland's shooting the best on the team three-point wise, shooting 33%, but the team as a whole struggling, shooting 26%. Morgan will drive, baseline, righty lay, that one up, that one no good. Rebound goes back to Morgan, and he'll get fouled. Great work right there from the junior.
We see Isaiah Smith in the game. Again, kind of an all-around player, a little bit lankier, but he uses that length to his advantage, especially on defense. He's a great defensive player.
So Morgan will go to the line to shoot two. And that one rims out. So Morgan takes a second, tries to regroup himself, and try to get the second one to hit. So Morgan, two dribbles, up and good. The Knights take the first lead of the night. They were 3:07 left in the second quarter of play. Knights up 24-23. Cougars trying to work something around here, but the Knights playing great defense.
Jonah Dyer on the Cougars, kind of a playmaker for him. I feel like he's getting...
Oh, that's a tough foul right there on Jay Morgan. Looked like he got the block, but the refs say otherwise.
That looked clean to me.
As we see the disgust with that call from the Nightmare right there, and the Nightmare with the Christmas theme tonight in Davis. It's been kind of a pivotal part for every home game so far this year for the Knights. Just, when you have that home court advantage, you have that student section, it really rides the momentum, and the whole team feels that.
Yeah, I think we have some of the best student sections in North Carolina. I know I'm a little biased, but I think we bring the energy, we bring the hype, especially Landon Cooper.
Johnson with the ball, he'll find Ireland. 2:45 left in the second quarter. Knights still lead by one. Back to Ireland and back to Morgan. In the paint to Kuhn. Double teamed. And great pass to Ireland. Corner three, moon ball. No good. Rebound by Kuhn. He'll find Morgan, and that one stolen away. One-on-one fast break by Perry. He'll slow it down. And we'll find Dry. That's going to be yet another foul, presumably on Jay Morgan. So with that foul being on Jay Morgan, was he kind of a like-for-like substitution with Braden Wilkie coming into the ball game?
Braden Wilkie, when we were talking to Coach K, he said Braden used to be a starter. He likes him off the bench more now. He feels like Braden gets a little nervous. It's only his second year playing, but he's obviously making a splash.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes with Braden Wilkie coming, in the starting lineup, he has to feel like he's doing a little bit too much when he's starting. That's what Coach K said. But when he's coming off the bench, he's more composed, picks his shots at the right times, and doesn't really try to force those bad shots.
I just feel like Braylon tries to make his mark early, and when he comes in a little bit later, he can kind of slow down, possess, play his game, which he's obviously amazing at.
Smith with the ball. He'll find Ireland now over to Johnson. The Cougars zone, since they implemented, has been working good. The Knights trying to break it right here. Great pass by Kuhn. Isaiah Smith, great ball movement. Back to Kuhn. He'll find Ireland. Little hot potato from the Knights. That one no good by Brennan Ireland. Off with the rebound by Johnson. He'll find Wilkie. Three ball no good. Just rims out by the junior. Cougars going the other way. Perry with the ball. Three ball. That one good by Jonah Dry. Cougar lead now up to 4.
Two big players are C.P. Perry and Jonah Dyer for the Carson High School Cougars. I feel like both of them can possess the ball, both of them can play great defense, and they're both really just playmakers.
1:15 left in the fourth quarter of play. Smith over to Johnson. Wilkie now back to Smith, and Johnson will take the three ball. Top of the key, money! The sophomore Drew Johnson gets his first bucket of the night and cuts the lead to 1. And he gets his hands in the passing lanes. Tries to keep that one in, but number 33, Drew Johnson, showing off his heart and hustle right here.
Drew Johnson, not really known as a shooter. I feel like he's more of a defensive player. Got a little time to shine there, and then also showed his defensive capabilities there.
Three ball corner, no good. Rebound goes to Kuhn. 3-on-1 fast break. He will take it himself. Euro step gets him to fall, but no good as the guy was trying to look for the charge. He didn't even touch him. Steal right there from Isaiah Smith. He'll find Drew Johnson. Up court, Braylon Ireland right. He laid that one good. The Knights retake the lead.
Yeah, I think the ghost of Christmas pass gave him that charge he was looking for.
Pull-up jumper by Perry. That one good. As the freshman CB Perry, he's got game.
You cannot leave that guy open. That guy, he's tall, and he will make those shots.
Ireland with the ball. Under 20 seconds to play here in the second quarter. The Knights trail the Cougars 30-29. Ireland over to Isaiah Smith and back to Ireland. The Knights holding out for the final shot of the quarter. Clock now under 10. Isaiah Smith now finds Drew Johnson back to Braylon Ireland, as he almost makes that three right there. As Ireland, when he shoots those, those almost hit the ceiling.
Yeah. He's really known for his arc on that shot. That's how you get those half-court shots that he made in the first quarter.
So we go into the halftime intermission. The Carson Cougars lead your Late Norman Charter Knights 30-29. Stick with us on the LNC Sports Network. More men's basketball coming up after the halftime break. Back here, second half of play. Your Knights trail the Cougars 30-29. I'm Zane Metz, alongside me, Davis Solomonson. So, Davis, first half of play done and dusted. What are your thoughts on that first half of the game?
I mean, I think the Knights played a remarkable first half. I think this is the best ball movement they've had all season that I've seen. I think their defense has been incredible. They're playing really scrappy. I just think the Carson Cougars, they can make shots. You have C.P. Perry making those long threes. You also have you have Jonah Dyer with those up close shots. I just feel like both of them together as a combo, it's hard to play against, especially because the Knights, they're really bad at kind of guarding the paint, and they let those backdoor shots happen a lot. And Jonah Dyer is really taking advantage of that.
Yeah, we see this season a lack of size for the Knights, but have to make up with it with their speed. A bad pass right there from Leak, as he just hasn't been on his game tonight. And the Cougars going the other way. Three ball right there from Mills. Money! The freshman Jacob Mills gets the first point of the second half for the Cougars. So you're 5 for the Knights here to start the third quarter. We have McConaughey, Ed, Kuhn, Leak, Morgan, and Ireland. McConaughey trying to get something to work. Over to Morgan. Morgan now to Leak. Leak will drive in. Lefty lay. That one up. That one no good, but he'll get fouled. And really holding his hand, it looked like, for a second after that. But, I mean, Leak, you got to get these three throws, get those two in, and just kind of go from there. He's had a slow start to this game so far.
I think Leak may have tweaked his wrist when he was trying to catch that pass from Braylon that first time. It looked like it went off it a little wrong. And ever since then, he hasn't really been making the shots that he's known for. Oh, well.
I mean, a good announcer's jinx right there as he knocks down that free throw, as we will see.
He's going to miss it. He's going to miss it,
Number 11, Drew Neve coming in for number 23, Jay McGruder. As trying to get some grip right there for Leak. Wiping the bottom of his shoes. That one up. Lefty stroke is no good. Rebound by Morgan. Cougar hits the deck. And Leak almost loses the handle. Finds Morgan in the paint.
Maybe should have gripped the shoes up a little bit more.
Ireland out to McConaughey. And yep, that's going to be a travel on the freshman. One of those freshman mistakes we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it happens once a game, you see, with McConaughey. It's just something dumb. And there's nothing else you could say except, he's not new to it. I mean, he is new to it.
Yeah. I mean, and, I feel like that sometimes with McConaughey, he's always been the main guy on a team. Every team he's playing on, he's been the guy. This is kind of having to play. He's always been one of the top scorers on this team, but kind of having to play a backseat kind of role. And tries to do too much at times, and instead needs to get his teammates involved more and try to do it himself.
I think if you were to sum it up, he gets reminded he's a freshman, There's times where, he's playing really well, but then he just gets reminded, hey, these guys are bigger, they're stronger, they've been playing longer.
As we see number 25, Jonah Dry, extend the lead back to 5 for the Cougars. Knights down 35-30, 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Kuhn in the corner. He'll find McConaughey, and now to Ireland. Ireland works the ball into Jay Morgan. Morgan going to need triple teamed. And that's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to stay. Actually, that's going to go through the Cougars.
Yeah. Rough position by Will Morgan. He was kind of trapped in by three guys. Couldn't really get the ball out in time.
As we'll see, number 4, Braden Wilkie, go to the scorer's table. And will be checked in, more than likely, for Jay Morgan. Good defense right there from Lee. Great cut. But the Knights get the steal. Jay Morgan going the other way.
Pass looked a little.
Oh, and that one getting pickpocketed by Jonah Dry going the other way. Colin Ball, 3-ball, money. Second 3-ball of the second half for the Cougars.
3-ball for ball. Jeez.
Cougars now up by 8, 38-30. Morgan with the ball. As the Knights need to get some offensive rolling here. That's not a good pass by McConaughey. It finds Kuhn inside. Up and no good. Rebound by Leak. No good. Rebound goes to the Cougars. The Knights' offensive woes continue. Good spin move right there from Perry. He'll drive in. That one is money. C.P. Perry, the freshman. And the lead now to 10. The Cougars on a roll here in the third quarter.
C.P. Perry, he's really been driving down the court most of the game. I feel like he's been going from one sideline to the other and just getting those easy buckets, using his speed, using his size, and just kind of whizzing past these defenders.
So we have a 10-point game. The Cougars lead a third-point run, gets them to 10. Back here on the LNC Sports Network in just a moment. Stick with us here in Huntersville. Back here in Huntersville as the Knights trail the Cougars by 10. We have Ireland bringing the ball up. Pass to Isaiah Smith. As 3 new players into the game for the Knights. Isaiah Smith being one of them. He makes an immediate impact 3-ball by Isaiah Smith.
That is, I was literally about to say how Isaiah Smith is a really good passer, and then he just drains a 3.
Ireland will bring the ball up. Knights trail by 9. Kuhn decides to drive in, now brings it back out. Cross-court pass to Isaiah Smith. Back-to-back threes. No good. And that's going to be a foul on the Knights. I was looking ahead to the rest of the 2023 year for the Knights as they will play an in-season tournament at East Lincoln. That first one will be against South Lake Christian. They'll have 2 games after that. Then they'll start 2024 against J.M. Robinson here at home.
Great movement by the Carson Cougars. He brought it up. He realized he didn't have the shot, so he brought it back down and gave it to his teammate for an easy layup.
As you have to imagine, if Carson comes out with the win here, it's going to be kind of an upset. Carson 0-4 in conference play on the road as they're bringing the underdog mentality here up 11.
Again, that 0-4 in conference, though, they played some really high-caliber teams. I don't want to just discredit the Knights saying we lost to an 0-4 team.
That's going to be off Owen Kuhn, another turnover by the Knights. And the Cougars really getting a roll here in the third. 44-33 game, 33-35 left in the third quarter. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us. I'm Zay Metz, Davis Solomonson here on the LNC Sports Network. The Knights now, the refs now discussing that last call.
The Nightmare's getting a little angry. A little riled up.
And looks like it will stay Cougar ball, so all that chit-chat for nothing, and we'll continue on. Inbound by Perry. And we'll see Jonah Draw bring it up for Carson. Screen right. Perry kicks it out. 3-ball. No good. Rebound by the Cougars. Too easy on the offensive glass for Carson.
Knights defense really playing heavy on the ball, just like the Lady Knights were earlier today. And then they're just leaving that open guy. I mean, number 10, Colin Ball, just had the ball wide open.
3-ball. Ireland forces that shot. No good. Rebound goes to the Cougars. There's another forced shot by Ireland. He's really struggling beyond the arc tonight besides that half-court shot.
I feel like he used all his mojo for that one shot, and then it kind of depleted.
As the Cougars continue their great ball movement, they're up by 15 now, 48-33 game. And talking about an upset, Charter's never lost to Carson. All 4 times Charter has played Carson, they beat them. So this would be a massive upset if the Cougars win this one. A big 3 right there.
Isaiah Smith, give him some ice cubes. His hands are hot.
That's his second 3 of the night for the Isaiah Smith III. Nightmare not getting into it. Drive by Perry. That's just too easy for the freshman.
I mean, the 2 freshmen on Carson, you've got Drew Nev and CP Perry, both of them just controlling this game, using their massive size against the Knights, who kind of, I feel like, struggle with that.
Johnson with the ball. He'll find Wilkie. Ball getting tipped around still by the Cougars. Going the other way. Jacob Mills right. He laid too easy. That lead now extended even further up to 16.
We're having a lot of struggle with these unsettled balls, I feel like. They're playing really good defense. They're getting those easy steals, and they're just driving down court, getting those easy layups for 2.
And, the thing is ever since the Cougars have switched into that 2-3 zone, the Knights haven't been able to break down that zone. As if you're Coach K, you have to think of something, hey, how can we break down this 2-3 zone? As we'll add some speed into the equation with junior 5'7" Kason Prospect coming to the game, kind of a smaller but speedier guy for the Knights.
I was about to say, the Knights, they kind of run their offense off of speed. They move the ball quick, their guys move quick, their cuts are quick. And when you're playing that 2-3 zone, it's kind of hard to play around that. When you're playing man, it's a lot easier. You can get your guy tripped up. But when you're playing that zone, there's always
Oh, Isaiah Smith almost hits his third three of the night. He's been feeling good, but can't make that one.
I was going to say, there's always a slide, there's always some backup, and I feel like the Cougars have really figured that out. And as soon as one guy, gets beat, there's another guy right on him.
As that's going to be a foul on the night, so I don't know on what on. It looked like it was an over the back on Jacob Mills, but it will stay Cougar ball. .106 here left in the third quarter. The Cougars with a sizable advantage. Spin move, righty lay that one up, and that would be a foul on Carson Prospect and one as big 6'4" Drew Neve with the size advantage. Drew Neve 6'4", Carson Prospect 5'7". I mean, that's a little bit of a height disadvantage for Carson Prospect.
Yeah, I mean, in those situations, you got to get scrappy. And, as a ref, you got to call what you got to call. But when you're playing against someone who's, 6'4", and Drew Nev probably, about 5'7", you got to do something to get that upper hand.
So we'll see the freshman Nev trying to complete this and one right here. And this is to extend the lead to 19, a massive third quarter by the Cougars. He'll do just that. Cougars now lead 55-36.
I know he's on the other team, but Drew Nev, I love watching him play. I mean, he's so tall, but he can just maneuver around the ball.
Kuhn to Prospect, over to Coneyhead. Coneyhead back to Prospect, good bounce pass to Kuhn. Great job working the ball inside to Isaiah Smith. Great pass, great finish. Kuhn to Smith combo.
Isaiah is on fire tonight. Normally a defensive player, normally a passer. Really just making those shots connect. You love to see that.
That one's going to be off Drew Neve, and it will go Knights ball. So 31 seconds left. Your Knights trail 55-38. The Knights have a sizable disadvantage, but got time to cut into it.
A little bet made between LNC student Palmer Hayes and Isaiah Smith that he would score 0 points. And now he's got to pay up those 2 chicken sandwiches.
Obviously, Palmer not having much faith in Isaiah Smith, but he's proven him wrong. Prospect with the ball, screened by Kuhn. Prospect gives it back to Kuhn. Clock under 15 seconds. Great job by Kuhn. And 1 on Owen Kuhn, his second and one of the night.
Kuhn seeming to be the only guy who can keep up with Drew Nev. They both got a lot of size. I think Drew is about 2 inches taller, but Owen will just not back down. He'll push into that guy. He'll say, you may be bigger, but you're not stronger.
Yeah, and Kuhn, a guy that, plays against these bigger guys and really just, shows no mercy. Yeah. He uses his kind of smaller frame. He's still a big guy, I must say, sitting at 6'1". Yeah. Using his smaller frame to his advantage, and he really uses his speed. For a guy that's his size, he can move, man.
God, he has so much, horizontal speed. He can move side to side through that court so quick. It's remarkable.
And one thing that's really underrated by Kuhn, he's a great baseball player, obviously, and he uses that great lefty arm to his advantage passing, and that's a missed free throw by Kuhn. But he really uses that passing ability to his advantage. When he gets trapped in the corners, he can make that hard, difficult cross-court pass to it and help a teammate out that's open in the other corner.
Those little Mahomey passes that just go right where you want them.
So the Cougars will get the last shot of the third quarter. They're up 55-40. Breaks the press. Clock now under 7. Great pass to Neve. Up and good. Now Makania with the ball. Under 2. He'll shoot it. Half court. That one up. That one no good. So the Knights will be trailing by 17 going into the fourth quarter. That down 57-40. Fourth quarter of play coming up next on the LNC Sports Network. It's bound to be a good one here in Huntersville. As we're getting back here in Huntersville, your Knights trail 57-40. but a lot of time here in the fourth quarter to do some damage. Let's look at your conference standings. Sitting in last place, we have East Rowan, 0-4 in conference, 0-7 overall. South Rowan's right behind them, 0-6 overall, but 0-3 in conference. Carson's 0-4 in conference, while Northwest Cabarrus sits 1-2 in conference. Your Knights sit at 2-2 in conference play, while the Concord Spiders sit 3-0. They're tied 3-0 with West Rowan, J.M. Robinson, and the top 25 team in the nation, that being Central Cabarrus. Those are your 3A Southern Piedmont standings. Fourth quarter of play starts now. I'm Zay Metz, Davis Solomon alongside me. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with me. Some high school basketball action here on the LNC Sports Network. Great cut right there. Great bucket by Jacob Mills, the 6'2 freshman.
Jacob Mills kind of been more of a defensive player most of the game. I think he's had a couple rebounds on the offensive side, but really starting to make those shots connect.
Good drive right there from Drew Johnson. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Drew Johnson, one of the smallest players on the team, but really one of the quickest. I mean, he uses his speed to his advantage. Again, junior Olympian. I don't know. That's pretty good on the stat sheet.
I must say. And talking about this Carson team, they're kind of a team that's had a struggling season. As we talked about, this is their third 0-4 conference run in the last 4 years. Have not made the playoffs since the 17-18 season when they were 26-3. They lost in the fourth round to Cox Mill. That Cox Mill team had a guy named Wendell Moore Jr., a four-star Duke commit, current-day Minnesota Timberwolves player. So that Cox Mill team was stacked as that Cox Mill team, year in, year out, has really great players. We see a former Knight being James Kreisbell transferring to Cox Mill this year to play for them. And a team that, always has a lot of great players over there at the Mill.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to really elevate your game, you got a Cox Mill or Davidson Day. I feel like those are the two big schools.
Knights trail right now by 18 and make that 20. Too easy for the Cougars as they're really putting a beat down on the Knights. Drive in, McConaughey, good lay by the freshman. As the Knights are going to have to try to get some offense and get some stops while they're at it.
Knights, you can start to tell they're really tired. They don't have as much depth as Carson has, and I feel like that's starting to catch up with them a little bit. Owen, obviously, looking very sweaty. You also see guys like Drew Johnson, who normally doesn't look very winded. He was putting his hands in his knees a little bit.
Three ball, Connie head. That one is long, and rebound falls to Dyer, and that's going to be a foul on the floor. Foul goes to the sophomore, Drew Johnson, as maybe kind of a frustration foul right there by Johnson. Knights trail by 20, 63-43. Good steal right there from Johnson. He'll find Kuhn now to Ireland. Over to Isaiah Smith. Pump fake. Find McConaughey in the corner. He'll drive baseline. Lefty lay up and good. Good work by the freshman McConaughey as the Cougars will have to call a timeout. Head coach Brian Perry not very happy with his squad.
I mean, McConaughey, not a really big guy, but he's getting up at those boards. I mean, he's really just sneaking around that backside. I feel like these taller guys can't. It's not that they can't see him, but they almost don't notice him as much.
So after the timeout by Brian Perry, we'll be back here in just a moment. The Cougars lead 63-45. 6:45 left in the fourth quarter of play here on the LNC Sports Network. The Knights trail 63-45. They're down by 18. 6:40 left in the fourth quarter. The Cougars have really had a great second half here. The Knights led by 1 point, Davis, in the second quarter, but a massive third quarter by the Cougars really widened their margin of victory.
Yeah, I mean, the Knights, they had it tied 23-23 at half, and then I think they're just starting to let it slip. I think they started getting down by 10, then 15, and then now they're just like, oh, well, we lost the game already. But having that mindset. What?
As we see Palmer talking about Zay going up, it's actually Palmer. Isaiah Smith's had a really good game so far.
9 points on the night. You owe him 2 chicken sandwiches, Palmer.
Yeah, I mean, 2 threes and a couple buckets. Step back three, McConaughey had no way they're going to call a travel on that. That was clean as Mr. Clean right there. And the ref calls a travel on the freshman. I mean, that was a little razzle-dazzle-tazzle right there from the freshman. but the ref doesn't like that. Coach Martin Barrett not liking that one too much. As Martin Barrett, a former pro hooper over in Latvia.
Oh.
Yeah, and now the head coach of the JV team and a pivotal part of Coach K's coaching staff.
Yeah, refs, they're kind of like painters, they don't like any white on that canvas, so they don't like any white tonight.
The Knights trail by 20. Drive in. Righty lay that one up, that one good. Colin Ball, the junior, with the bucket.
All right, so who on Carson do you think is related to one of the refs? If you were to guess.
I mean, it's hard to say which one, 3-ball, McConaughey head. Money.
Oh.
It should be back-to-back threes from McConaughey, but the rest robbed him of the last one, but gets that one right there. Great press by right there from the Knights. Passes. Oh, big block by Johnson.
A little bit of a doink on the backboard.
Flexing on him by the sophomore, and that's going to be off Magruder. Knights trail 65-48. I'm not calling it a comeback, but the Knights definitely have time to make something happen here and make it interesting at least.
I think if they find that mojo they had in the first half, I think this is maybe not a winnable game, but there's always a chance.
McConaughey with the ball in the corner. If they're going to win this game, they need McConaughey to get going quickly. Ireland will drive in, right side, ready, lay, and one for the senior. Big drive right there from Ireland, and the Knights are going to have to chip it to this lead somehow, and they're going to need big plays from McConaughey and Ireland, kind of that 1-2 combo.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland really known for driving down. He's got great ball handling skills, and I think that just showcased it right there.
As Ireland will complete the N1 and cut the lead to 14, so they're kind of chipping away bit by bit. As I say, Rome wasn't built in a day, and this lead's not going to get cut in half in a possession. Fredrickson with the ball. Actually, I'm going to say Magruder with the ball. Pull-up jumper up and no good. Rebound goes right there to Jordan Neve as he's using a 6'4" frame, kind of unfair over the smaller Isaiah Smith. 3-ball. McConaughey no good. Sorry to interrupt you right there, but he's been hot as of late, just misses that one.
No, I mean, McConaughey, he was really just a hot player. When he's on, he's on.
That's going to be a timeout on Coach Brian Perry. A smart timeout. And the Nightmare not very happy with the lack of a travel call. So, let's stick with it during this timeout as your Knights trail 67-51. Just a reminder, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure to do so. That's LNC Sports Network on Instagram. LNC Sports Network. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube and watching right now, make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell to never miss a broadcast.
We've got some polos coming out, so if you want to cop one of those, link in the Instagram bio.
Indeed.
Yep. Great way to support the LNC Sports Network.
Indeed, as might have another spring fundraising campaign as we did last year. I mean, it was a great success last year. We raised over $1,500.
I shaved my head.
You indeed did shave your head because we reached that goal. I don't know about Billy and Sander, but you did shave your head.
Next year.
Next year, eventually. So, Coach K, I'm going to have to stand up right here and try to see what play call he's drawing up right here. As trying to get the guys going. Break down the huddle as they trail 67-51.
Something the Knights obviously focus on. I mean, it's on their warm-up shirts as family, and I feel like they are really communicating like a family this game. They're passing the ball. They're not being selfish. They're not taking those lazy shots that they were known for in those first couple games. And even if we lose this game, I think they should be very satisfied and happy with how they played tonight.
Especially in the second half. Maybe not as much as the third quarter, but definitely the fourth quarter. Pass in as Neve was calling for the ball up court, but probably a smart play right there from Dyer, just slowing down the game a little bit. Clock is to your advantage. 4:40 left as we see Mills with the ball. Over to Neve. 3-ball right there, up and no good. Rebound goes to Neve, lefty leg, too easy for the 6'4" freshman. Drew Neve really been hitting the offensive glass hard.
I was going to say, I mean, I feel like any guys on Carson can just throw it up. It could be, 40 feet away from the backboard. Will Neve will get that offensive rebound.
Carson back to their zone. Allen finds Q to Isaiah Smith. Top of the key. 3-ball, no good. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson over to McConaughey. And good work right there to get that pass back. Ireland, great bounce pass to Drew Johnson off the bank and good. Good at 1-2 combo, senior to sophomore combo.
Drew Johnson, again, the smaller sophomore, going up against Will Nev, the taller freshman, and he was kind of telling him, hey, you're big, but you ain't stopping me.
3-ball too easy for the freshman Jacob Mills. That's just been kind of the story of the night. 2 easy shots by the Cougars.
God, I mean, we're just letting him get these outside shots. I know one of our big issues was not letting him inside the paint. I feel like we're going to be doing a good job at that tonight, but now,
3-ball by Isaiah Smith, and that'll be a timeout by Coach Chet Korzynski. So we have a 72-56 game, 3:30 left in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back on the LNC Sports Network, a close-up here coming down the stretch. Back here in Huntersville, the Knights trail 72-56. Carson Cougars with a great display here this Tuesday night. Inside, way too easy for Drew Neve. I mean, he could have set up a picnic blanket right there how much time he had in the paint.
No, you cannot leave a guy like Drew Neve even a little bit open, and they just left him wide.
And maybe a kick ball violation. Great hustle right there from Owen Kuhn. He'll find Ireland. Righty lay that one up and under. Good by Braylon Ireland. 74-56 game. Under 3 minutes to play. The Knights going to have to get some stops if they're going to want to get back in this ball game. Double team.
Oh, they need the ball. Knights
Inside Drew Neve. I mean, that's just the story of the game. The Drew Neve's been a killer to the Knights. Bounce pass inside to Kuhn, trying to break down that zone. Excuse me. Great lay right there from Kuhn, kind of a friendly roll. Lead now cut to 16. Clock now winding down under 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Pull-up jumper up and good.
Now they're just slamming it.
I mean, the Cougars really been money from inside the arc tonight. Kuhn inside will find Isaiah Smith. He'll drive baseline, righty lay up and good. As we'll see some subs come into the game, we'll see a 5-man substitution. Langston Holder, Levi Church, Kason Prospect, Christian Virgilio, and the Lean Dean Machine coming into the game for the Knights.
Dean was our honorary broadcaster for the women's game, and it's fun to see him that he's in the game now. He said he would get in if they let it on him, and it looks like it's a little bit of a Uno reverse.
Indeed. Knights trail 78-62, 1:47 left in the fourth quarter. So we'll see Colin Ball, the junior, go to the line to attempt 2. As this is our final LNC Sports Network broadcast of 2023.
I'll see y'all next year.
Indeed, you guys will. As a great basketball season so far. Love to call the games for you guys at home. And can't wait to call the rest of this young season, as only conference games left so far for the Knights.
And if I'm not mistaken, only Friday home games, right?
Pretty much, so maybe besides one Tuesday night game, but a lot of Friday night lights action for the Knights at home for the rest of the season.
We're hoping to get the Nightmare out in full support.
Dean Roostrom with the ball. He'll drive baseline, righty lay up, no good. That's going to be off the Cougars.
I'm sorry, if Dean the Lean Machine gets a little bucket, I might go a little crazy.
I mean, that's going to be a big bucket. That's a little bucket. That's going to be a big bucket, you must say.
Big bucket.
So a triple substitution end the game for the Cougars. Number 0 is Corbin Hills, number 12, Donnie Williams, and number 15, Maverick Walters.
They just brought out the O-line.
Dean inbounds the ball. Langston Holder, corner three, money for the sophomore. Langston now 1 for 2 from beyond the arc.
Corner three to cut it down from 65 to 80.
15-point game, 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. 3 ball up and no good. Rebound will go to Langston Holder. Langston now with possession of the ball, and that's going to be a foul on Donnie Williams. 1:11 left. And Carson Prospect will bring up the ball for the Knights. Prospect over to Virgilio and back to Prospect. Now to Virgilio. He'll drive back in, baseline, and we'll find Prospect top of the key. He'll go over to Dean Roostrom. Roostrom back over to Virgilio. Good ball movement by the Knights. Levi Church calling for it in the paint. Can't get it. 3 ball. Dean Roostrom. Good! Master 3!
The Lean Machine!
Master 3 from Dean Roostrom cuts the lead to 12 points.
Yeah!
You gotta love anytime Dean gets a 3 and a...
Boy, that's all I gotta say. I feel like a proud dad.
Cougars trying to wind down this clock, under 30 seconds to play. Driving in. Up and no good. Foul on Church. 19 seconds to go as the Cougars lead 80-68. So we'll see Donnie Williams, the senior, go to the line to shoot 2. Up and no good by Williams. Second one by Williams is up and good. Lead now to 13. Carson with the ball. As under 15 seconds to go, he'll jack up a 3. That one is no good. Rebound goes to Levi Church. Oh, a bad pass to Dean Roostrom. And ladies and gentlemen, that might be all she wrote.
Dean looking a little frustrated. You want to bang another 3 from outside.
So we'll see Jonah drive, bring up the ball, under 10 seconds to go. Cougars working their offense, under 5 seconds. And they will let the game wind out. A massive road victory for the Cougars here in Huntersville. They win 81-68. A tough loss for your Knights. Davis, final thoughts.
I think it was a great game. I think the Cougars just really brought it tonight. You got guys like Drew Nev who can just get every single offensive rebound. You don't got to worry about missing a shot with him there. And I think the Knights just couldn't really play around that. They have a lot of trouble playing in those paint defensive, playing that up close D. And I think they just took advantage of that, and they took the lead pretty early.
So the Cougars get the big road win. They come out of Huntersville with an 81-68 victory over the Knights. For Zane Metz and David Solomonson, we want to say thank you for spending your Tuesday evening with us, as we'll see you next year.
See you, boys.